Hello, hello, hello. You already know who it is. It's your girl, Jessica. Thank you guys so much for tuning in again. And let me say, welcome to 2022. This is my first live filmed video since entering the new year. So I want to make sure I kick it off with nothing but positive vibes you guys' way. Want to say welcome to the new year. Welcome to new successes, new accomplishments, new achievements, and new moments of happiness and peace. So welcome to the year, you guys. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a super special topic. We are going to get into this silk press, honey. But I have a secret about my silk press. This hair is over 30 days old. I got my hair pressed on December 17th. As of today, it's January the 23rd. So we are more than 30 days past this silk press. And you can see that it is still gorgeous. I am so not afraid to zoom into the camera and show you guys that it's still long, it's still beautiful, it's still straight, and it still has good bounce and movement. So in today's video, I wanted to share my tips for how I maintain my silk presses, especially as a natural girl. So I hope you guys can get into this video. I hope you guys can learn something from this video. Please, of course, if you have any tips, make sure that you drop them in the comments below and I'll be sure to respond and try to incorporate them myself. And also don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. All right, without further ado, let's jump right into it. Before I get into the video, I actually want to provide some context. So this is a habitual thing that I do. At the end of every year, I go to the salon and I let my stylist silk press my hair, trim my ends, do a deep conditioning treatment, a hydration treatment, and I maintain that for typically about a month, most of the month of January, and then I wash my hair and I'm curly for the rest of the year. During the time that my hair is silk pressed, I make a pact to not put any more heat on my hair. So again, that means not recurling it, not restraightening it, no blow dry, no hot comb, nothing during that time, because again, I am on a healthy hair journey and part of that is strictly reducing the heat that goes onto my hair. So I make a strong pact to only press it out once a year and once a year only. So for me, it is very important that I maintain my silk presses, because once it gets messed up or once I'm done with the silk press, it's over. Like, I don't put any more heat on my hair for the rest of the year. So that is kind of what spurs my creativity about how to maintain my silk presses, and clearly it is working. My hair still looks great 30 plus days later. I also use this time as a wonderful time to do a length check on my hair. So it's kind of about breast length, mid-back kind of area. I'm hoping that by next year I can get it to waist length. That'll be the goal there. So super excited to show you guys some of my tips. I really hope that you guys can learn something, that this can help you to keep your silk presses a little bit longer, because one, those things are time consuming to get, and I don't think most of us have a whole bunch of hours to be sitting at the salon. But even more than that, they're expensive. Like, if you can maintain it, I think all of us will be a lot happier. So I really am excited to make this video to share with you guys some of my tips for how I maintain my hair. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. All right, so my number one tip for maintaining your silk presses is, drumroll please, to pin your hair or wrap your hair at night. But you have to do something consistently. I know a lot of girls, and a lot of times girls, we get lazy. You know, it's been a long day, we just throw a bonnet on. Sometimes don't even do that. Sometimes we just throw our hair into a ponytail and want to go to sleep. No. Please, I know it's tiring, but just take the 5 minutes or so to just pin your hair. In this case, you can see that I have some pretty big curls going on here. So I just normally break my hair into 4 quadrants using a middle part, and I just kind of do a quick little pin curl. A video on that is coming soon, don't worry ladies. But the most important thing to take away from this is just make sure that you pin or wrap your hair consistently every night, okay? No skips, no skips. No. So the next thing is that you make sure you sleep cool. If you're like me, I sweat in my sleep, and unfortunately, when I sweat, I normally sweat in my scalp. I know that's not a problem for everyone, but that is a problem for me. And unfortunately too, when I'm sleeping, I'm not as aware when my body's getting hot to accommodate it in that moment. So oftentimes, I just wake up in a pool of sweat, and at this point, there's nothing that I can do. So one thing that I make sure to do when my hair is straightened is to try to sleep a little bit cooler than I would typically. So whether that's turning, in this case, the heat down so that the air temperature drops a little bit lower, sleeping with the fan on, sleeping naked, pulling some sheets off the bed, something, but just I make sure that I go into the night sleeping a little bit cooler, so that way I don't have to worry about waking up with sweating or messing up my hair or my edges. Obviously, if your hair is wrapped or pinned, it won't be the end of the world if you do sweat a little bit, but it can still take an effect on like your edges and things like that. So just a quick tip and something super simple, just try to sleep a little bit cooler than you normally would to help to maintain your hair. All right, ladies, this one is a big one now. Say it with me. Humidity is not our friend. All right, so there is a such thing as silk press season for a reason, and that is also the reason why my hair is only straightened once a year, but it is always during this December, January-ish time. Partially because I want to look cute for Christmas, and you know, with everybody coming back in town for Christmas and all the meetups, you know, I want to look my best. But more than that, the temperature in Atlanta, Georgia is finally conducive to natural hair being straight. It's beautiful. It's cold. The humidity is typically low. I can get away with my hair during this time of year. So this is a continuous thing that happens year over year for me. But going back to my original point, humidity is not your friend. So when your hair is still pressed, you have to be super mindful of the hot environments that you're in, as well as the humid environments that you're in. Walking out with your hair right after it rains, or even during the rain, if your hair is like down, is a no-no. Put a hat on, put it in a bun, hell, throw a bonnet on. Like, it doesn't matter, but you have got to protect your hair when it's humid, because most natural hair is going to absorb the water. And so, especially if you have a very porous hair, you're going to absorb the water and you're going to end up frizzy, your curls are going to fall, and it's just not going to help you to maintain your hair. So definitely a big thing here is be aware of the humidity. I won't say go crazy as in like not leave the house on super humid days, but at least be aware. Like on the humid days, let that be a day that you pull your hair up, that you put a hat on, that you know, keep a bonnet on for when you're just like in the car, just kind of like, you know, not in plain sight. Just little things like that can make a huge difference. Another big thing that I see a lot of women do, and that I think plays a really big part, is their shower. I know we all love a beautiful, hot, steamy shower. The problem with that though is, again, the humidity from the shower. If and when, obviously, you shower, make sure that your hair is like pinned up or wrapped in its most secure form with like a wrap on top of it and a bonnet. Again, you want to put things on it that are going to help to block out some of that humidity. You also, of course, want to use a shower cap to make sure that in case a couple sprinkles or drops of water does hit your head, it's not hitting your hair. And then you don't want to unwrap your hair fresh out of a steamy shower, because most likely your bathroom is still humid or steamy, and again, all of that water is just being absorbed in your hair, and that's going to cause your curls to drop, your hair to frizz, and your silk press will not be silky no more. Okay, so big tip here. One thing that I personally do, and maybe this is me taking it to the extreme, but clearly it works. One thing that I do is I shower on a medium, so actually sometimes cold air temperature or shower temperature. I know it's not as comfortable as or as enjoyable or relaxing as a hot steamy shower, but it does stop me from sweating in my scalp, as I talked about in my previous point. But also when I step out of the shower, it's not as humid in my bathroom, especially if I know I need to get ready like immediately after and I'm gonna have to take my hair down. I don't want my bathroom hot and steamy right before I have to take my hair down and expose my hair to all the water and moisture in the air. So again, small tips here, but these are definitely things you want to keep in mind. I'm not saying that you need to take freezing cold showers, but definitely be mindful of the water temperature. Be mindful of, if you're a sweat prone person, be mindful of if that shower is going to make you even more sweaty or make your body temperature even higher. And then be mindful to not release your hair fresh out of a shower. Even if it means going to a different bathroom or releasing and unpinning your hair in the living room, that's totally fine, but you definitely just don't want to be in that super humid, steamy place that you just created, letting your hair loose, and again, letting the water and the moisture seep into your hair. So some small tips, I see a lot of people do this. Again, I know it's habit. I love a steamy shower myself, but during silk press season, baby, some sacrifices have to be made, okay? Right, so speaking of the shower, my next tip is shower at night. Again, you want to be mindful of not releasing your hair when it's in a hot and steamy environment. So one thing that I like to do is I shower, I wrap my hair for the night or pin it for the night, and then I shower. That way I don't have to release my hair. And then obviously in the morning when I am up and ready, my bathroom's not steamy at that point. So it's a-okay for me to let my hair loose without having to worry about the humidity touching it. So one tip, if you don't want to necessarily do the cold shower thingy, one thing is just to consider moving your showers to the nighttime. That way, again, your bathroom has plenty of time to air out and to be okay, and your hair can stay pinned throughout the entire night. So even if you do sweat or get a little hot, you still have like that support of your wrap keeping everything nice and flat for you. So again, just one simple trick. This is something that I do consistently. I shower only at night, and some of that is due in part to just not wanting to have to shower and then release my hair if I'm like on the go the next day. I mentioned before about not unwrapping your hair in steamy situations or fresh out of the shower, and that's very important when you're fresh showering, but it's also important to, again, keep that in mind if you have a partner or someone that you live with and they just jumped out of the shower. So you have to kind of take it again the next level. If your boyfriend or your significant other just finished showering, you don't want to come in right behind him and release your hair and try to start getting ready for the day. Again, same effects. You can end up dropping your curls, you can add frizz to your hair, and it's just not going to give you the same desired results that you want. So definitely be mindful of, in addition to the showers that you may take, you have to also be mindful of what other people are doing in the bathrooms that you may share. All right, my next tip, a little bit more unconventional. Some people actually probably do this a lot. One thing I always do when my hair is straight is I keep that thing on me, okay? And what is that thing, you're probably wondering? It's my bonnet. Literally keep that thing on me. Never walk out the house without it. You just never know when you're gonna get into a hot environment, a humid environment, even if you just may want your hair up off of your neck and off of your shoulders for a little bit. So literally it's as simple as me just kind of pulling it back, pulling my hair up into like a little makeshift ball, and then throw my bonnet on. Boom. And it can be a little embarrassing look-wise, but again, just always being prepared because you never know what situations you're going to come into. And at the very least, you know, if you don't want to necessarily rock a bonnet, which I can totally understand, keeping a scrunchie with you just so that for the same reason. So in case you ever get hot, you want to pull your hair up, you have the options to do so. So you're not sweating in it, you're not exposing it to unnecessary moisture in the air and the environment, or even extreme heat depending on where you live. So just always kind of keep being prepared and having something on you when you step out of the house will do really great wonders at helping you to maintain your silk presses. Next tip is scalp massages. So as I mentioned, I have not washed my hair in over a month as well because I've been maintaining my silk press. And while I don't necessarily recommend that, it is very important that you wash your hair continuously to keep your scalp clean, which allows for your hair to grow a lot better and to pass down oil, which keeps your ends nice and moisturized as well. So very important that you wash your hair. I do not want to negate that at all, especially if you have like a very dry scalp or are very dandruff prone. But one thing I found to combat that is to doing continuous scalp massages. So like during the night, if I'm just kind of chilling, I'll just run my hands through and just do a scalp massage, and you'll notice I'm working my hands from my roots to my ends because your scalp produces oil, which is good and bad. Your scalp produces oil, and that oil is what keeps your hair moisturized. So when I'm running my hands from my roots to my ends, I'm passing that oil, all the way down my hair shaft, and that helps it to, one, keep the ends of my hair healthy and strong, but also I'm working that natural oil in my head all throughout my scalp, which is helping to keep the dandruff at bay, even though I have not washed my hair in a month. Because obviously a month is a long time to go without not washing your hair. So I found that doing these nightly scalp massages every other night, whatever works for you, It's helpful to keeping some of the dandruff away, but also keeping your hair moisturized from your roots to your ends, which allows your hair to look nice and healthy and to be healthy. And of course, you cannot have, this kind of replaces you using a more artificial or an outside oil on your hair. That is also one thing that I do not do. I do not put any other oils or creams on my hair. I feel like it weighs your hair down, especially if you're continuously doing this. I even take it as far as being really mindful of how frequently I do my edges. Because I can't wash my hair, I don't want all of that gunk building up on my edges because I do them day and day. So I'm also very mindful to kind of only do like literally just my edges. Like literally when I do my hair, I put my finger here to pull back any of the like grown hairs. That way it leaves only the baby hairs for me to swoop. And it's only like if I know I'm going out somewhere really nice. Otherwise, I just try to leave my edges alone because again, I don't want that buildup. All of that stuff does dry your scalp out, can affect your hair growth, and it can help to add to the dandruff as well. So just some little tips again that I do to kind of maintain my hair still being light and flowy, but to keep it moisturized from the root to the end. My ends are not at all hard or crunchy or dry and in the process of breaking. So clearly it's working. So if you're like me, after a month of not washing my hair, I do find a couple of spots of dandruff. So piggybacking off of my last tip, I definitely try to increase my scalp massages in that area. For me, it's typically always right here in the front of my hairline and like right on my part is where I'll find dandruff. So I do try to increase my scalp massages in this area, again, just to help move the natural oil that my hair produces around my scalp and in my hair. But sometimes my hair just needs a little bit of extra TLC. So I know I just said that I don't put oil in my hair, but every now and then I'll put a tea tree oil, which is a very light oil, but it does help to fight dandruff and dry scalp. So I'll literally just like take a single drop on my finger and just kind of like rub it only in the area of my scalp that needs it. Again, very mindful to not get it on my actual hair, because after a couple of times of doing that, you can definitely start to weigh your hair down and it'll make your silk press, you know, not look as silky and as bouncy and flowy as you would like. But you know, you do also need to get your dandruff spots. So literally just take like a small dab on my finger and just kind of rubbing it in that one area and doing a very concentrated massage only in those designated areas. And I found that that helps to get the dandruff away, even if it's only for like 3 or 4 days and then I have to do it again. But it still gets it away to keep my hair looking nice and clean while still also helping to maintain a healthy scalp and not weighing my actual hair down. So that's a little trick. Again, this is just a tea tree oil. I picked it up at my local beauty supply store, and a simple little drop on your finger and a rub in only on the spots where you're starting to see dandruff will go a long way at helping you to maintain a healthy scalp, but also keep your silk press looking silky, baby. Yes. All right, and for my last tip, I am a big workout enthusiast, and any other time of the year, I work out 4 days a week pretty consistently, 3 days at the bare minimum. During my silk press season or my straight hair month, I pause my workouts. I know, this is not good. I pause my workouts though because I do sweat in my scalp. Some people are just God's favorite and they're blessed in that they don't sweat on their scalp. Not really the case for me. If I work out, my roots are gonna be a hot mess, the scalp of my hair is gonna be a hot mess. Like everything is just gonna start to puff up and fluff up. Again, it's from the moisture, as I mentioned earlier. It's just not conducive to a silk press. So I do pause my workouts, and I am very cautious to try to avoid sweating. Like if I get too hot, you know, we're taking off a layer, we're sleeping cool, I keep my fan on, I have my bonnet up or something to be able to pull my hair up to help to cool me down instantly. Maybe I have a fan on me that I use. There's a couple different ways that I keep myself cool. But the point of all of this is to avoid sweating. It's really not gonna help you to maintain your style. It's gonna start to make your roots of your hair frizzy, and eventually, depending on how much you sweat, can make even more parts of your hair frizzy and to lose their curl. So the best thing that I recommend is just avoid sweating. It does really suck, especially if you're a very active person, you like to work out or kind of have a hobby or something that may require you to sweat. It's hard for me, but that is also why I only do this for like 1 month out of the year. For me, it's a sacrifice that works, and It's definitely helped me to maintain my hair, but I will say I'm ready to get back curly so that I can get back in the gym. Just being honest. All right, and that's it. Those are my tips and tricks for maintaining and keeping your silk press for more than a month. I promise you guys, I use these tips all the time. I live by these tips as evidenced. They work. Give them a try, work them into your routine, and please drop in the comments and let me know which tip was your favorite and what works for you. Also, if you have any suggestions of ways to help maintain a silk press, again, drop them in the comments. Let's get some dialogue going about what works for you guys in your routine. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I had so much fun making it and sharing my routine with you all. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. And I look forward to talking with you guys next time. Until next time.